Your wish has been granted.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Community Spotlight video. Today we have a returning guest. We have Frank here. He showed off... What was the deck you showed off last time?
King Cold.
King Cold, that is right. He is the ruler of the universe. I can't believe I brain farted that. I was like, we were just talking about it, and I brain farted the shit out of that, but I am so sorry, Frank.
It's okay, Brent. Appreciate you for having me back on.
Of course, last time we met up, we were playing in the Lookout Locals, and he violated me with this Raditz. He is playing it in an extremely unique way that I've never seen before, and I thought maybe the community would totally dig to see his take on the reboot Green Raditz deck. I don't want to spoil it away, but there's some cool stuff. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it.
All right. So yeah, definitely built this away to be very fun and unique. So, but if anybody doesn't know what Raditz does, so Raditz is on attack or auto. When this card attacks, your opponent chooses one card in their hand and send it to warp. So when he swings, it's basically taking cards out of your opponent's hand. And he does have an activate main. Look at top 5, top of your deck for one red, green, Raditz, Vegeta, or Nappa. Among them, add them to your hand. Shuffle your deck, and if you added a card, choose one card in your hand and discard it. So he adds a card, discards it. He never really gains card advantage, really. And for his awakening condition, when your life's at 4 or less, or if you have a green unison card with a specified cost of 3 in play, you may draw one card, switch one of your energy to active mode, then flip this card over. So then when he flips, he has an auto once per turn. When this card attacks, your opponent chooses one card in their hand, send it to warp. The same thing as the front side, except if your opponent has 4 or more non-black cards in their warp, this card gains crit for the turn. So this deck does have a rough time with black decks. And he has an auto, place 4 non-black cards from your opponent's warp at the bottom of their owner's deck in any order. At the start of the main phase, this card gains triple attack for the turn. So he can be a triple attack crit on his awakened side.
That is disgusting, and that is part of the effect on that leader that really made it suck to play against him, especially with the deck that I was playing.
Yeah. So I'll start with the main structure. So we are running 4 Raditz Ruthless Adversary. And then I'm running 4 Vegeta the Lone Prince.
Okay. Now what does each of those do?
So the Raditz has 2 autos. If your leader is a Raditz card, which it is, play this card, choose 1. So you can draw 1 for every 2 non-black cards in your opponent's warp. Or you can choose 1 card in your life, add it to your hand, and then choose one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 1 and KO it. So if you're depending on the matchup, like against blue, if they're not really attacking you, you can kind of take your own life with this card and help you awaken. And then the Lone Prince, it's a super combo. You combo it, you draw one card. But if your leader is a mono green, when this card is played, your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand and discards it. So this is some built-in discard also with the super combo.
It's one of the few super combos that people might actually play on board just to get them to discard. So that's nice.
I like it. It can be versatile. It can do 2 things: combo. You can play it and then combo. It's pretty good, nice. And then we run 2 new cards: the Nappa Invading Saiyan, and then, well, this one's not really new, but the Raditz Pulling Ahead. So the Nappa Invading Saiyan has Deflect. When a card is sent from your opponent's hand to their owner's warp by one of your skills, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost 6 or less and KO it. And this is not a once per turn. So if you have other ways to make your opponent discard or warp a card from hand, he can just keep KOing cards. And to play him is an activate main limit 1. When this leader, if your leader is a green Raditz, your opponent has 2 or more energy, play this card from your hand, your opponent draws 2, then sends 2 cards from their hand to warp. So if you need more cards in the warp for your leader ability, this is a good card. That does it for you.
definitely the most annoying thing about this deck is that it is hand destruction, but it's hand destruction in a way that you can't really counter it very well because all the discard like battle cards that are inside decks literally do nothing because you're warping cards not being sent to the drop. So it's real pain in the ass. I think there's like besides like the super combo, there's like probably very minimum actual like discard to the drop.
Yeah, the way I built it was to not really discard. It was to do more warp that you guys will see very soon. And here's another card that does it. I'm actually starting to not like this card because his auto is when this card deals damage to your opponent. So if your opponent takes a life, choose up 20 of your opponent's battle cards, send it to warp. Then your opponent sends one card from hand to warp. So it can do warp 2 things. And activate main limit 1 for 1 energy. If your opponent has 2 or more energy, play this card from your hand. And he has a bottom text. I don't use it, but if you build it green-red, you can use that bottom text.
So
but I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry.
No, sorry about that. But yeah, what I'm starting to not like about this card is when I tell, because they don't know what the auto is, so when I tell them what it is, they're like, okay, I'll just negate its attack.
Right, that's kind of what I figured you were gonna get at, but I wanted to double check because the fact that it has to deal damage to get its full effect, and so yeah, that does suck. So you got to make it to that combo step to begin with, and then you probably have to combo to a little bit just to guarantee.
Yeah, it's a guarantee. Yeah, probably a change, or if people want to play this, maybe just put these either in the side or something. Or just take them out and put 2 more Nappas. I think 4 Nappas is actually pretty good. But this is the 2-2 split that I have.
Okay.
And another card to help awaken. I have 1 copy of SS3 Nappa Golden Invader.
You only have 1 of those?
I only have 1.
I thought you just ran a couple because you dropped that on me, and I was like, "This card sucks," in like a pain in the ass way. You drew the 1 up. Damn it!
I know it was. I think it was in my starting hand against you. So I was like, okay, well, I have a alternate awakening condition now. But yeah, I only have it in case the game's going super long and I'm not being attacked or anything. Then this is just good to make you awaken. And when he awakens, he doesn't take life. So if you're at 8 and you play this, you're still at 8 and you awaken. But he does have a +1 activate main. Your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand, sends it to warp. So yeah, it's a good +1 ascend it. If you have to use the -2 activate main, you can. It's choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards with energy costs greater than or equal to their current energy and KO them. So if they're playing a bunch of high cost units, you can just KO them with this. And I don't play the -3 because this deck doesn't play the red-green. This deck plays a different kind of... It's a different deck.
It's
and to finish off with just the green like structure, 3 Goku Fated Rival. Okay. So, and this kind of goes with it, but you'll see why this card makes sense. I play 2 Trunks Bridge to the Future.
Okay.
So with the Goku, I know a lot of people know what the Fated Rivals does already, but in case you don't know, Double Strike, Barrier, Auto, if your leader's green, when this card's played, choose one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it, ignoring Barrier. So this is the barrier removal in the deck, basically.
Okay. Makes sense.
And yeah, the activate main, you pay 2. Opponent has 3 or more. You place one of your Saiyan, which you have a lot of Saiyans. You put them in the drop, all from Z to the bottom of your deck, and then play this card from your hand. So you bottom deck all your Z energy, which this deck doesn't have a lot of. So, oh, and then sorry. So the Trunks Bridge to Future. So what this card does is, auto, when you play this card, look up to 2 cards from the top of your deck, choose up to 1 Saiyan among them, add them to your hand, place the rest in the drop.
So he's a good searcher.
So he can pretty much grab all these in any Saiyan, any color. So, and he fills up the drop for what the strategy kind of does. So we have the guy that kind of fills up the drop, and your leader does it on his front side. So this is the green.
So now we're about to get into the spice.
Here's the spice. Here is the spice, everybody. So you have your boss monster, and we have some other cards here. So for you to have some other synergy, I run 3 SS4 Sun Gohan Prismatic Ages. This is a green-black deck.
It's so crazy. When I saw that in his energy for the first time, I thought I was tripping because I was like, "Who's playing this?" Like,
what is happening? What is this deck? And for the boss, 4 King Vegeta, A Kingdom Lost.
It's I've seen it in action, and it is really gross. What those just being able to play that King Vegeta. Now, do you ever actually play the Gohan Aegis set, or the I think it's Aegis or whatever the fuck it's called?
Yeah, Prismatic Aegis, yes. Sometimes you do actually, yeah. It's mainly for if you have to push like damage.
Oh, so that's the double striker one.
Yeah, so he's energy exhaust, double strike. Obviously you can't do the auto because your leader is not Bardock Xeno, but you can do the bottom auto is when this card is played from your hand, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost 4 or less, send it to warp.
Beautiful.
And then what the boss of this deck does, it's a unique double strike barrier. When this card is activate main, pay 2 black. If your opponent has 3 or more cards in warp, play this card from your hand. So obviously your leader is sending it to warp, so it just has synergy with this card. And he has an auto when this card is played, choose up to your opponent's you can either choose up to 1 card in your opponent's hand or up to one of their battle cards and send it to warp. So they have nothing on battle area, you can just rip another card from their hand. And he has some some stoppage. Auto once per turn when this card is in rest mode. When your opponent attacks a leader card, your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand, send it to the warp. Little protection for your leader there.
Almost like a built-in floodgate if you're only going for leader swings. So when you came up with this spice, were you just kind of looking at cards one day, or like what inspired you to go this green-black route? So when I got this leader when for what set was that? That was the Saiyan set. And this was a promo. Yeah, Saiyan Showdown. Yeah, Saiyan Showdown. So I got a bunch of boxes, and obviously I was running the green-red, but I didn't really like it that much. It was just like you lose fast or win fast, I guess. You weren't really using his ability that often. But when I was searching for, I pulled actually these cards one day, or in the this was the set previous, I think, or a few sets before, and I had these, and I wasn't using them because I don't play black, and I was like, I need to make a deck for these to play, and I was looking at Prismatic Ages, and I was like, oh, green black, there's multicolor cards in this game. I'm like, is there a way to make this green black? Is there any way? So the first shell actually didn't really have, it had these, it didn't really have some of the other cards, but I was playing like Mira and Toa, like the Mira Toa combo, and I didn't really like it that much. It was like you're playing 2 different like games in one deck. It was kind of weird. And I just kind of went, you'll see in the rest of the deck, but I kind of just went full green-black Saiyans. Which I think feels pretty, it's a lot better, I think. And for that, I'll show the other cards. So 2 Trunks Dimension Sniper and 2 SS3 Tag Team Trunks. So these are your overwhelms. So your leader is filling up the drop. You have this card that fills up the drop, or you can just combo and then put in the drop. So this has Overwhelm 3. When this card is played using Overwhelm, choose up to your opponent's battle card, energy cost 3 or less, send it to warp. So you have another way to send cards to warp. And if you just want to push damage, this is kind of the damager.
So you overwhelm 3. When you play this card using overwhelm, it gains crit for the turn. Activate battle, choose one card of your hand, send it to warp. This card gains double strike for the battle. So this card can turn into a double strike crit.
Is that the OG print or is that the reprint?
I think this is the draft box 1. It's shiny. I'm not sure if it is or
it's
not.
It's probably the OG because the reprint of it didn't have a shiny, I don't think. Good on you for having the OG.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it's been a while since I played, so I might have some old stuff. But yeah, and then these are all Saiyans, so they're kind of just fitting with the synergy with Trunks. Trunks can search any of these.
Okay.
So yeah, and we have some other stuff because you need some more black cards because you need black energy. So I run 4 Kotsukai.
Beautiful.
So I know a lot of people know what Kotsukai does already, but if you don't, activate main, pay 1, remove this card from your drop from the game, choose up to 2 cards in your hand, place them bottom if your opponent plays battle cards with 20k power or less on your turn, choose 2 cards from their hand, sends them to the warp. So most of the time, token negates or some type of floodgate battle card, this stops it, and you can charge it and you can discard it from your leader.
I was gonna ask if you were just charging the Gohans every time you had them, but it sounds like you have enough black there that after you charge the first one, you probably don't need to charge another one. You just have that 1 green black, and then you probably charge another black.
Yeah. So most of the time, you usually want to open with this. I took this down. This used to be 4, but 4 is kind of too much because you can't combo this card. It costs 1 to combo. So I brought it down to 3. I think 3 is good, just enough so you can charge it, and the next turn you can charge another black for King Vegeta, or you can charge a green for 2 green.
Beautiful.
And then we also have some more Overwhelm. So we have 2 Dark Temptation Toa.
Makes sense.
So your leader's triple attack, you can give an extra 5k, 20k triple attack crit, and your opponent discards 1. It's pretty good. And Secret ID Mass Saiyan.
The GOAT.
So if you need more cards in Warp, like I want to use his... I did the bottom deck 4 and they have nothing in Warp and they have like 4 cards you can Warp. So Overwhelm 6, Warp to 4, and now he's at crit.
It definitely seems like you've done a very good job making sure that you're taking advantage of the leader's ability based on the amount of warped cards in your opponent's warp.
Yeah, you want to use like the leader's ability as much as possible. I think just him being triple attack and then being a triple attack crit is just insane.
Nobody likes taking crit damage.
Yeah. I don't want you to have cards in your hand. It's not fair. And to finish the kind of the black core, we have a green core and a black core. So to finish that, we have no cards in hand, so we need a combo somehow. 3 Supreme Kai of Guardian of Space Time.
Okay.
So if you have 5 or less cards in your hand, this is a free 10k combo. Beautiful. And you obviously can't do the bottom because your leader's not black. So that is the black part of this deck. So you have pretty much the deck is like half green, half black, and then counters and some other stuff.
Sure. And
before I go to counters, there's one last card. This is just for... We have a lot of double strikers, and if I double strike you, you have too many cards in hand, so I want to turn those double strikers into crit. So,
also, your tricolor, your green, black, and red.
Yes, we have some red cards in this. But this is just the tap 1 combo of when you combo with this card, choose up between your leader or battle cards and gains crit for the battle. So you have your King Vegeta double strike hitting, boom, you can turn him 24 double strike crit now.
There you go. Someone has finally found a use for that Frieza combo card, because there was Champa and East Kai and then there was this Frieza card that gave crit, and I think there's been quite a few people that in my past, and including myself, that have always wanted to be able to make that Frieza usable, but it just never felt good, because it not only is it crit, but it's only a plus 5k. Maybe if it was a plus 10k, it would be great, but
yeah, plus 5k. Yeah, 5k is rough, but because your opponent has like almost no cards in hand, 5k, doesn't seem so bad. Just mainly getting the crit is what you want, really. Mm-hmm. So, yep. So then, here's our counters. So we have some green and some black. So I'll do 2 Protector of the People.
Okay.
2 Uneasing Awaken Rage.
Okay.
2 Homicidal Clone. And 2 Focus Breakthrough.
This man has his whole side deck in his main deck.
Basically, I'm like, you can't have enough of things you want to do of other, like, in case you play other decks. So I like best of one also. So this is just my best of one taking over.
Sure.
But yeah, in case people don't know what Protector of the People does, it's a counterattack, pay 1, negate the attack, then you may choose 1 card in your hand, place it in the drop. If you do, choose one of your leader cards, gains the following effect for the turn. When this card is attacked by a battle card, it gets 5k power for the turn. So, you're going against a deck that has a lot of battle cards, you can floodgate with that, and then just keep increasing your leader's power. And then we have Uneasing Awaken Raged. Counterattack limit 1 if your leader is a mono green Saiyan, which it is. Negate the attack. Additionally, if your life's at 4 or less, you may discard 1 card from your hand. If you do, your opponent can't attack for the turn unless they add 1 card from their hand to their Z energy. So it's another floodgate there. And permanent, if you may activate this card's counter skill from your hand without paying its energy cost by discarding 1 green card from your hand. So
okay.
You basically play this, discard 2, and then you floodgate your opponent for the turn because they have to keep sending cards from their hand. Mm-hmm. And I think the auto is gone. You don't play it for the auto, but the auto has been eroded, I think, right?
Yeah, I believe so. It's been eroded away. It used to be like if your leader was a Gohan, you also drew a card.
Yeah, which is busted. I'm glad they took that out. And then token negate, just have it to take a life if you need it, gain some more cards, and then have a blocker. And you need some type of counterplay, so Focus Breakthrough is probably the best card. Counterplay if your leader's green and your life's at 4 or less. If the battle card being played has energy cost 3 or less, place this on a drop instead of being played. Mm-hmm. And a permanent if you have a multicolor card, which sometimes you do with, where is he? The Gohan Prismatic Aegis. Mm-hmm. That counts as a multicolor card. If your life's 4 or less, you can activate this card's counter skill by adding a card from your life to your hand instead of paying its cost. Mm-hmm. So it just fits completely with the deck. And you can take a life instead of paying 1. And then the secret rare. You gotta have a Raditz secret rare. So my favorite.
It's even more on theme.
I think I just love discarding my opponent's hand, so I play the Wicked Saiyans.
I think those SCRs are really underrated. The Radiant Saiyans and the Wicked Saiyans. I mean, I say that a lot about a lot of different SCRs in this game because, there's obviously the obvious best SCRs, but like there's so many SCRs that have very cool and useful effects. And I think that I was always a big fan of the Wicked Saiyans and the Radiant Saiyans. Back in the day, Wicked Saiyans got more play than the Radiant Saiyans, but I think there's value to both of them. So I love that you're playing that card.
Yeah, I love this card. It was, I think, one of the first secret rares I had. Outside of the counter, this was the second secret rare I had. So I was like, I'm playing this. Mm-hmm. So
what do we got hiding in the Z deck?
Oh, yeah. Alright. So we got green and black Z cards because you can play them. You can play black and green. So we have 2 SSB Vegeta Surmounting the Impossible. That's just to take a life, draw a card if you need to put your life down. Mm-hmm. We play 2 SS4 Son Goku Cross-Dimensional Fighting Spirit. Play a Pan, Search for Another World, and Goku for the mission. That's the Sun Goku for the mission. And then for the green, Frieza, Resurrected Ambition, Jiren the Immovable, SS4 Son Goku, or SS Son Goku Awakened by Rage, and SS3 Broly Tyrant.
Okay, so fairly generic stuff. How often do you actually dip into your Z deck?
Discard a lot. This has actually won me a lot of games. Just warping a card. Yeah, warping a card and then just removing 10 cards from warp or drop and double strike 10k. So I use that a lot. I actually do. I used to use Pan, but because I have this, I just go into this. So I kind of can change. You can change. I could probably change the Pan to something else, but if I need something to like crit, if I know I'm not gonna, okay, let me not. If they have no cards in hand and I don't want them to keep gaining cards, I'll play the crit Goku. Broly the Tyrant, that's also to end the game if I have 2 green. If I don't have black, if I'm tapped out on black, I'll go for the Broly if I have 2 green. So it kind of just goes based on what you have. You have to know, okay, I have 2 green, 2 black, like how am I going to use the green? How am I going to use the black?
This deck is sweet.
Yeah, I love this deck so much.
Any type of player that you would recommend a deck like this to?
This is for the creative folks. This is like if you love playing like Rogue or like just playing completely different, like you don't want to play hand control, well this is another. If you love hand control but you don't want to make your opponent discard, you can make your opponent warp instead. So that's why I like it.
I think you could consider this even more evil as hand control because they don't even get to play with their drop, so they can't even counter it. But Raditz does have an issue where, like, I believe it still has the same kind of issue. If you're not winning, you're gonna lose. But I don't know. I haven't seen like the longevity of this specific Raditz deck and like the rounds you put into it. But as soon as I played against it, I knew I wanted to put this on the channel. So again, Frank, I thank you so much for coming on and showing everybody your green, black, and technically red Raditz hand control deck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You got any shout outs you would like to make to the people before we sign off?
Shout out to the Lookout. Shout out to Eternal Dragons TCG. And shout out to... So I also play Star Wars Unlimited competitively. So shout out to our competitive team, the Fallen Order. This is my... they're playing... whatchamacallit? They're playing... what's the new TCG that came out? Riftbound?
Riftbound, yes.
They're playing Riftbound, so I'm like, alright, I'm going to play Dragon Ball then. While you guys play Riftbound. But
well, when am I going to get a jersey like that?
Hey, if you play
sweet
Star
jersey.
Wars... Thank you. Yeah, if you start playing Star Wars, we'll have you on.
Fair enough. Thank you again so much, Frank, for showing us that. If you guys have any questions about the deck down below, please leave a comment. I'm sure Frank would love to answer any questions you have. If you have any ideas for your own tech that you would put in a deck like this, or just any idea for a deck that you could utilize these multicolor black cards. And of course, if you have a cool deck that you would love to show on the channel, please hit me up in Discord, hit me up on Facebook if you know what I am. Easier to probably hit me up on Discord. Join us in the link down below. And again, as always, thank you for watching Community Shoutouts, Community Spotlights. Thank you for listening to the podcast. This is the People's Champ signing off. Catch you in the next one. Peace.
Have a good one, everyone.
Hey everybody, this is the People's Champ thanking you for watching this video. If you want to see content just like this, there should be a playlist attached at the end of this video. If not, check our channel out and see what else you like there. And as always, like, comment, and subscribe.